Hello, my name is Tanis and I am a multi-crafter from Hampshire down in the south of the UK. Nice to see you. Doubly nice to see you if you've come back, having been before, and big welcome if this is your first time with me. Now, as I say, I'm a multi-crafter, mainly knitting and a bit of crochet and sometimes a bit of sewing, but hand sewing really. I'm more of a hand sewer than anything. Don't let this fool you. So yeah, I'm so happy that the weather has got a bit cooler. I'm not great with the really hot temperatures. When it gets up near 30, my brain just checks out and I'm useless. So yeah, it's much better for me at the moment. Sorry if you're really missing the really bright sunshine. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well. Now then, because it's been so hot and I've not been myself, I've not done any big projects, I've not really worked on things like my cardigan. I've done very little on the top that I was making. I finished some small things which I'm going to share with you now. Now, I say I've not made many tops and things, but I am still working on that vintage top. You know, that green one? I've been showing you this for such a long time, you're probably sick to death of it, but I feel like I'm nearly at the finishing post now. I've finished one panel. It's got that nice, when you stretch it, you can see it's got like a nice sort of cathedral stitch pattern. So this is a vintage, from a vintage pattern. It's got tiny little cap sleeves, quite a good thick neckline, and I'm not making it for me. I'm making it because I really love it, but I'm making it, it wouldn't suit me, so I'm making it for my Etsy shop. So I'm on the second panel now. This is the panel I had to frog because I made a boo with the yarn overs. So I've done the armhole shaping. So now I've just got a few more, couple more inches, inch and a half maybe, before I start doing the shoulder shaping. And then we start doing sewing up and doing the shoulders. Shoulders, what am I talking about? Sewing up, doing the armholes and the neckline, and then it'll be all done and in my shop and ready to go for autumn. So I'm really chuffed with that, and I'm gonna make it. I'm making mine in wool. It's King Cole Merino anti-tickle 4-ply. I can't remember what the name of the colour is, but it's green. You can see that. It might be like forest green or something like that. Anyway, the top also comes in, the pattern also has a DK version. So I'm gonna make all of the sizes, but each one in a different colour, and the next ones I make, I'm gonna make using DK cotton yarn. So I'm gonna end up completely out of season with that. But never mind, this is where we are. So other than that, I've been working on my snoods. My Etsy shop as usual. I'm always making the black ones. Make one of these, at least one of these every day. That's a small, you wear them on the back of your head. It's like a little hairnet if you're not into vintage things. Have a little look at my shop. My shop's called Jim Poodle. And so yeah, always making the black ones. I won't bore you with that too much, but I thought this was interesting. I'm making this year I'm concentrating. You can buy them kind of like all it off the peg. You can buy any colour and any size. I'm making them in 3 sizes. Any colour and any size of snood I will make to order, but with some things you can't imagine them so well as if I show it to you. So in my shop I'm talking about, because I make these cream snoods, and where I'm trying to do the sparkle ones, because people can't see those options unless you actually make them, it makes quite a difference to the colour of the snood. Now these are both cream, both using exactly the same cream yarn, but with a different sparkle. So this is a cream with a sort of pearly mermaid shimmer. I don't know if that even shows very well on the camera. So yeah, it's got a white shimmer with it that picks up sort of pinks and greens and blues in a sort of opalescent kind of way. Or pearly, mermaidy, whichever those colours you want to use. Oh, colours. Ways of describing it. So that's that one with the white. This is exactly the same cream, and this one is a, sorry, they look different because of the different sizes. This one's a medium and this one's a small. This is the exact same cream but with gold metallic thread. So pretty. It really does catch the light in a nice sort of glimmery, shimmery way, this one. Again, I don't think it shows on the camera brilliantly well, but look at them together and look how different they look. This one looks, the gold one looks much darker because of the gold thread. Do you see? Interesting, isn't it? But even if, see, if I just listed like cream snooze and said this comes with a pearly shimmer or a gold shimmer, you might be able to imagine it, but maybe not accurately, because I'm quite good at visualising things, but I don't think I would have realised that it makes it look a bit darker like that. So that's that. And then I've been trying to get ahead of myself a bit for autumn winter. I'm usually trying to make things on the hoof, but I've been making headbands. Now I think I showed you these before, sort of turban twist style headbands, and I've made 3 recently. So they're like ear warmers, so I'll pop it, see if I can pop it on over my headscarf. Whoop. So I have the same sort of turban twist at the top. Oh, sorry, I'll put it over so you won't stand up that much when you've got it on. But it just, I've made them nice and wide so they cover your ears, but it doesn't fill up your entire head, so it's not like too hot. So look, it's open at the back, but because it's wide, you can get quite a lot of hair in there. So if you're one of my vintage girlies, you can get all your curls and stuff in there, and it holds it all nice and snug, especially if it's a little bit damp out. Oh, look at that, I managed to get that off without knocking my headscarf off. Oh, I'm quite pleased with myself. There you go. Yeah, so I'm really pleased with these. I've done like an I-cord edging, so it's all lovely, squishy, neat, and done them really plain, so they don't clash with anything that you're wearing. It's not like fighting for precedence. So that's a nice sort of wine red colour. And I've got a burgundy, and I also do the keyhole scarves in the matching colours. That's a burgundy, that's very nice. And this one is the, which I think I might have shown you before, is the green variegated yarn that has, it goes into different shades of green, and then it has these panels of that's cream with flecks of red and blue in, which you can see is either sort of World War II patriotic colours, or they also, you know, obviously the American flag, the English flag, lots of flags have red and blue in them, so you could kind of see it in that way too. I just think it's very pretty, and it makes me think a little bit kind of woodland walk kind of thing, you know, you've got the pathway and you're walking through the dappled light of the trees, and maybe there's some like wildflowers nearby. It's just me. So, and I'm making, see, this is a part of one of the keyhole scarves I'm making, but I think it works so well with this yarn. Isn't that nice? So that's the bit where the one end will go through the other. So yeah, quite a lot of work to do on that one yet. I've got to do the other side of that, and all that gubbins. That's yarn from the craft charity shop in the next town along. If you're interested in visiting it, that one's in Havant. It's called the Rowan's Craft Charity Shop, and they sell, there's one here too in up the road in Kell Plain, and they sell people's de-stash items. When someone's passed away, I think the family donate a lot of stuff. At the moment, the Kell Plain one, it's quite sad really, because it's obviously someone's business is gone. It's someone's beading shop has gone, so they've got a lot of really lovely beadwork stuff there. Especially they've got so many Swarovski crystals, the nuggets that Sandra Rhodes uses in her work actually. Anyway, they've got loads and loads of them, and they're about, you know, they're a good half price what you pay in the shops, and I'm just desperate to buy them all. But I've got nothing I can use them. I can't think of anything at the moment. They're not quite big enough. The holes in them aren't quite big enough to thread onto the 4-ply thread that I use for my snoods, because otherwise I'd use them to make crystal beaded snoods, which would be adorable. But, and I just don't have it in me to sew them all on one by one. That would be quite painful. So yeah, I'm not doing that, because also you'd have to knot them off and then you'd have all thousands of knots in the back. Anyway, for me that does not work, but I'm desperate to think of a reason to buy all these Swarovski crystals because they're so gorgeous. Right, so that's it for stuff that goes in my Etsy shop, which is called Gin Poodle, if you're interested. Other than that, oh no, because I've been making project bags. Now I bought this fabric at a D stash quite a while ago, and I think it's absolutely lovely. Now these are in my Etsy shop already, but I need to redo the photographs because the photographs I took were really bad. So yeah, this one is lovely koi carp, are they fish? Lovely green lining, dark green lining with a blue contrast. This fabric is from a D stash sale, and this was a going out of business online retailer kind of sale for the blue. It's box bottomed and it's padded, so it's got a lovely squish factor, which also makes that top stitching pop in a really lovely, wow, lovely plump way. Very pleased with my top stitching on these. It's so even. I'm absolutely delighted with it. She said, blowing her own trumpet. Anyway, this one's padded throughout, right down to the bottom with a box bottom. Plain on one side, fishy on the other. And that's a sock size. So not huge, but not, you know, not a tiny sock size. You could easily, I reckon you could probably get 2 pairs of socks in there. So yeah, I'm super happy with that. All I need to do with these, which I haven't done yet, is I need to sew a label on the back. Ooh. Yeah, I need to sew a label on the back and then they'll be done. So I've got one like that, and then the other one is a medium, which is bigger, but I've done a contrast. It's also got a box bottom and it's got the same green lining, but this one is fishy on both sides but with a contrast bottom. The bottom has got a stiffener in it, not padded. The main body is padded, so that's the difference there. But I think going forward I'm going to just do them completely padded without the stiffener, because I think that's super nice. I'm so pleased with those. But yeah, as I say, the bags are in my Etsy shop right now. So then, other than that, that's it for making. So if you're not interested in me whittling on about what I've read and stuff, try. Lovely seeing you. If you are interested in hanging around, thank you very much. Pleasure is much appreciated. Your pleasure. Your company is much appreciated. Oh, I'm such a spanner. So yeah, I've been reading Shuggy Bane. This is my current read. Oh, it is depressing. Very, very good, but not really a summer read. I'm going to need something quite cheerful after this, I think. Excellent book though, and I listened to The Women of Rothschild on audio, which was also really good, but very long, and I just got bored. I like the very start of it when it was talking about like the family when they first get into banking and stuff. That was really interesting. And I like the end bit when they're talking about Nika Rothschild, who got massively into the New York jazz scene. But there's a much better biography of her written by Hannah Rothschild, who actually narrates it on the audiobook version. So yeah, I'd really recommend that. I'd recommend that over this one, really. It was good, but not a bit overly long. And then on telly, we've been watching A Cruel Love, the Ruth Ellis story. If you don't know, she was the last woman in the UK to be hanged. She murdered her partner, who was massively abusive, and I don't think now she would have been treated in quite the same way. She was really badly represented in court and stuff, and she was, anyway, well, you know how it ends. She was hanged and she didn't get a reprieve, or, you know, her sentence wasn't commuted or anything, and it's really tragic because she had such a tough time all round, really. So yeah, I mean, it's really good though. It's really gripping. We've got one last one to watch of that. And then other than that, I went to the Spring, which is a local art centre near me. They had on 42nd Street the event cinema of the West End musical 42nd Street, all singing, all dancing, all high kicking story. Really good fun. Loads and loads of amazing costumes. It was so good. One little blip was there was when I got there, there was someone sitting in my seat, but it was okay because I just checked the seating plan online and could see where there were, you know, there was the back row which had just as good a view, had loads of empty seats, so it was no big deal. I just sat where no one had bought a seat. So yeah, I didn't really fancy making everyone shuffle along, excuse me, because it was a big group of people that were all together, and they obviously hadn't realised that I'd booked one of their seats, so that their bums were on. So yeah, I didn't mind. And then the day before yesterday, I went to my local yarn store's social group, knitting group, which was really good. It's a mixture of people every time, slightly different mixture of people, and it's just really good fun, and they're really lovely people, and get a cup of tea and a biscuit and all that, and just a nice sort of knit and natter really. I like that one better than the one that's held in a church hall every week, which although that one's free, the person I sit next to in that one's really moany, just moany all the time, and I'm getting a bit fed up with it, to be honest. But yeah, oh, the local yarn store one is absolutely cracking, and because it's in a shop, there are treats to be bought, aren't there? Things. Oh, I bought a lovely little needle case. Oh, so nice. I've got one that I made myself somewhere, but I'm buggered if I can find it. Anyway, on that note of buggeration, I think I'm going to love you and leave you. I hope you're having a good week, and if I get that top finished this weekend, I might come back and record again. You never know. Toodle pip.